Hello guys and welcome to another part of my series 7 Days to Die, how to do everything. Today I'm going to show you how you can extract prefabs out of your world into a file, so you can use it for future patches. So even though, I don't know, if you're right now as I am at Alpha 11, then you can use them in Alpha 12. But of course, it works with previous versions as well. But yeah, I'm just going to show you it on the example of Alpha 11. So the first thing that you need to do is open your browser, as you might have guessed already, because I have opened mine. And you're searching for Hell's Prefab Editor. Of course, I'm going to give you the link of this website here. So the first result, this is the right one, Hell's Prefab Editor, 7 Days to Die. Make sure that this website is the right one. Click on it. And yeah, I'm going to link you this address here in the description of the video anyway. But yeah, if you want to search it for on your own, do that. So then you see Hull 9000. Thank you, man. This is the guy. This is the guy who has created the prefab editor. And yeah, here's the download. So just click on the download. I have downloaded it already, as you can see here. 7 Days to Die editor.zip. And this brings me to this second part that you need for this tutorial. You need a zip extractor. So if you don't own Windows 8.1 or higher, so for example Windows 10, then you need to have a program that is able to open zip files, and I would recommend 7-zip. Of course, I'm going to give you that one here as well as a link on the description of the video. You will need, depending on your Windows system, 32-bit or 64-bit. And yeah, so download for 32 is here, 64 is here. If you have no idea which one you should use, 32-bit is going to work always. But you could actually go and right click this PC. Sometimes you have it on your desktop, but I'm not used to this, so I don't need it on the desktop, so I have it just here. Then click this icon, right click, properties, and then you will see here system type over here. 64-bit operating system, 64-based processor. And guess what? I am using a 64-bit, so I would download the 64-bit version of this program. As I said, you can use the 32-bit as well. It will work as good as a 64-bit version. So, but yeah, let's go on with the editor. So you're going to open this one here. And then you have plenty of stuff over here that you are going to extract. You can go and click extract all, and then you give the destination folder. I like it to do it manually, so I have done this already, of course. So my games or my editor is under D, 7 Days to Die, and then Alpha 11 editor. As you can see, I have even saved Alpha 8, Alpha 10, Alpha 11 editors if I will ever need them. So yeah, I have, as you can see, moved these already over here, and there's some more editor files. The reason for this is because he is going to write some stuff if you have updated the editor, or you have give the settings over already. So for example, if you double click these settings, you can see that he has some informations about this. I'm going to delete this one because I want to start it fresh and clean with you together. So let's copy this over here. There we go. And if you start it for the very first time, he is going to tell you that it's not verified, blah blah. It's virus free, so just run it. And then he's saying, oh, I don't know where your location for 7 Days to Die is. Click OK to open the settings forum. And now you have the settings forum. And now you need to find out where you have installed your 7 Days to Die And this is quite easy. The easiest way is to open your Steam library, right click 7 Days to Die, Properties, go to Local Files, and Browse Local Files. It will instantly give you the area where 7 Days to Die is installed. So if you take a look at so it's deprogram Steam, Steam apps, common 7 Days to Die. Of course, this is different from because I am installing my programs and my games on the D drive, but this can be of course different to yours. If you're using only C, then you have only C, and so on. But yeah, this is the information that the program needs. So I could of course type that down, but I'm too lazy, so I'm going to copy it. So Control C, settings over here, and Control V. And then you have the 7 Days to Die location. If you click OK, it will say everything is cool, except for update time. You can see that right now the support is alpha 11.3. Unfortunately, we're already at alpha 11.6. I really hope that Hall, so the guy who developed this, is going to update his prefab editor so we can save alpha 11.6 buildings as well. So yeah, then you go for update. He is going to ask you one question. No, he is not. Okay. Usually he is asking you a question. I don't know why he did not do that this time. If assembly C#.dll should be overwritten, say no in the first place. Otherwise, you have to reinstall 7 Days to Die completely. Because if you're using Hull's prefab editor, you have to run the game without the easy anti-cheat program. Yeah, if you want to play properly again afterwards, you have to reinstall the whole 7 Days to Die if you have overwritten it without doing a backup. And unfortunately, this program doesn't do any backups. So you are clicking on 7 Days to Die data then, on managed, and then you see assembly C#.dll. Let me remove this because this is something that I already did before, but I'm going to show you that now. So what you want to do is click it once so that it's highlighted, Control C, Control V at the same area, and then it creates assembly C# copy. I'm going to name it a little bit more specific because this is the default C# library. DLL means library. So I have now the default one. So if I want to switch back and play properly without making prefabs, then I could just rename this here, get rid of the default, hit enter now. Of course, it's not going to work while I have still this here, and I can play the game properly. So I'm going to hit escape. There we go. So now I can remove this one here, or I can overwrite it, but I'm going to remove it instead. So now no assembly C#.dll is there anymore. So you are going to click or highlight this, drag and drop. You can of course Control C, Control V, whatever you like. I'm going to drag and drop it. So yeah, drag and drop it. There we go. Actually, I did something wrong because you need to copy this, and he was moving it actually. Give me a second. Yeah, you have to hold control while you are do you see that the difference? So there's copy, move, copy, move. As soon as I hit control, then it's going to copy something. So that's what you want to do, because the assembly C#DLL is required for the program as well. So now we have the assembly C# from the editor. And now we're hopping into the game. I'm going to cut it here, and as soon as I'm in the game, I'm going to go on with my with the video. So hello guys, we're back, and as you can see, I'm standing here in, actually this is Neversgain, where usually all the houses are. I removed them all. Only this thing is here. Something that I created. No, I'm lying. This is something that a guy out of the community has created. I forgot to say something. So it is important to launch the game, of course, without easy anti-cheat. I mentioned it before, but I did not mention it as soon as I was going into the process, so I'm just mentioning it now. As well as that your world has the settings that you are able to God mode, so yeah, so that you can have cheat mode and so on. It's not 100% necessary to have the cheat mode on, but it makes stuff easier. So I'm going to open the console, which is tilde. And then you're, for the Germans, by the way, if one German is here, it is Ö to open the console. We don't have tilde at the same spot like the American keyboard layout. Then you're going to type in DM for debug menu. Hit enter, and then it says executing command DM. Of course, you can do only do that locally or on a server where you are the admin of. So now I'm going to fly, and probably you want to see what is this thing here. So this is a dinosaur that one of the guys of my community has built. I think it's looking quite awesome. But yeah, of course I don't want to do something like a prefab show here. So the reason why I have this here is we're going to extract this one. And we're going to change it a little bit so that you can see actually that there is something changed. So I'm going to open the cheat menu now. Oh my god, my voice. I'm sorry. I don't know. We are going to put a campfire here and there. So going to put one here, going to put one there, and going to put one here. I'm very sorry. So, and the next step that you want to do is, I'm going to open the map for this so I can explain it more properly. So, you need to give the program the information of the left top and right bottom, or the right top or the left bottom. So that you have a diagonal information. So you need to have X and Y coordinates of this point here, for example, and this point here, or this point here somewhere and somewhere here. So this is what you need right now. Yeah, this is what we're going to get now. I usually make sure, so the stuff that you want to have, of course, from this prefab is that you are a little bit further than this part here, or here. So let me get some wood frames. I'm going to show you what I mean here right now. So let me put down some wood frames. There we go. This is actually okay already, I think. Yes. So I'm not in cheat mode, I think. It's not as far as I usually am able to create something. So let me put something down. This makes sense right now. You're going to see it as soon as I'm finished here. Usually it should be a little bit faster. I don't know why this is not working this time properly. So I'm not going to create it completely. Let's just rush over here. And yeah, this is okay already. 1, 2, 3. That's okay. So let's follow this road here. 1, 2, 3. So something like this. Even though this is a little bit too far here, but who cares? So the reason why I'm putting down some wood frames right now is to show you where you actually want to cut out the prefab. You can see, let me teleport a little bit away. You can see now that I have something like a square here. So this is something like a square. Because the program is always going to cut out squares. So yeah, you need to have this point here now. So I'm going to go with the right top area and left bottom. So this is the thing that I want to write down now. So you need a, I don't know, a piece of paper or something. Yeah, or have like a notepad opened. So open the console again. LP for list player. And then you need these informations here. 5 to 6. The middle number is not important, as well as the decimal is not important. So it's just 5 to 6, that's it. that what you have to write down. This is the X coordinate of the, give me a second, right top corner. It doesn't really matter which when you're inputting first, but yeah, just to let you know. So it's 5.6 and 201. That's the first information that we need. Now I'm going to teleport over here. By the way, if you don't know how to teleport, it is you have to open this here debug menu on, so DM, enter. Open the map and control right click. So, but yeah, that was a small lesson about this. So then open this here again, then LP again, and of course it has changed, so it is 497 and 170. So these informations are required now to get into our program again. Because now you are going, so now we are going to extract the prefab. You can do it on a second way as well, but this is not as accurate as we are doing it here right now. Yeah, I'm going to show you that at the end of the video as well, how you can do it a little less accurate. But usually, yeah, you want to do it like at least I want to do it like I do, so yeah, that's why I'm going to show you that first. So now we have done everything in game, because we don't need something at all anymore, except for we can put down, because we need to have a prefab name for this. So you open the chat with T, then BBB, I don't know why it is BBB, that's just how the program works, claim, for claiming an area, and then give it a name. And I'm usually, because I'm editing one prefab at a time, I'm just using one, and that's it. That's quite unfortunate. I have claimed one area on this server here already, so that's why he is not giving me the opportunity to have a second one. I'm going to cut it here, and as soon as I have fixed this, I am going to show you that once more. So be right back. So guys, I am back, even though I was in first person, yeah, third person actually. So the, yeah, I fixed the problem. Now I can claim more areas than just one, because by default, you can just claim one area. I'm going to show you how you can change that as well, in the next part. So, yeah, as I said, you want to BBB claim. As you can see, I've done this already, and I'm going to call it 1. So, Hydrox TV on YouTube has an area 1. So that's it actually that you have to do in the game. So now you can leave the game again. And I'm going to be back as soon as I have stopped the recording, and yeah, as soon as I can show you my desktop again. So, welcome back. We are now on my desktop. As you can see, I have opened this program, and the stuff that we want to change is in the backup manager. So click the backup manager. Our world is in Neversgain. Of course, if you want to export something out of random gen, it's the same procedure. So just yeah, do it in random gen then. But as I said, mine was in Neversgain. So the name of the world is prefabbing, and my name in game is Hydrox TV on YouTube. So, and then you can see already that I have claimed an area called 1. So that's the area, and now you need to put down the x, y coordinates that we have written down on a sheet of paper or on, I don't know, notepad, for example. So the first number is 526, the second one is 201, the next one is 597. And 170. There we go. So make sure that you click on update area, otherwise it won't update the area. Yeah, Captain Obvious, I know. And the next important thing is that you click is admin, because otherwise you can't use the command export in the game. And yeah, the max claims is the number where you want. I told you before that there is a number somewhere where you can handle the max claims, and this is actually the number. So I can now max claim 100 areas. So, and that's it. Of course, you want to click save player then as well, because we changed something on the player which is the isAdmin here. So close it. I'm going to just double check. So if we have closed the backup manager and we are opening it again and everything was saved, everything is cool. IsAdmin is saved 597 T526 201. Yeah, everything is cool. So the player and the prefab area is saved. Now we need to go into the game just for one command, unfortunately. But after that, after the next in-game, everything is just going to be in the prefab editor. So yeah, no more hopping between. So yeah, see you in game. So welcome back, guys. Yeah, in the game again. So, and it doesn't matter where you stand, you can just do it from everywhere. So, you're going to open the chat, BBB, as I said, I still don't know what it means. Then EX for export, and then the name of the prefab. I forgot to mention something that if you have something like the, I don't know, if you have spacebars in between of your prefab, so for example, Notre Dame. Oh, yeah, I should probably, yeah. Don't do that. The reason for this is because, yeah, just put an underscore, for example, in between. So never have spacebars in your, prefab names. You can do that, or can you? I don't know. Probably in the long term you're able to. But yeah, as I said, just don't do that. If you really want to do that, then you have to quote the area. So it is going to be like this. So instead of course export it, we want to claim then the area as well with the quotes. Because this tells the program after the first spacebar in the quote, just don't stop, because this is something that is going to happen. So if you put it like this, the claim will be called Notre instead of Notre spacebar Dame. So if you want to have Notre Dame, then you want to have this. But yeah, that's just small information aside. So we want to go for EX, and then our prefab is called 1. The exporting can take up to 3-4 minutes depending on your system and depending on the size of the prefab that you want to export actually right now. So the game will not respond, by the way, while that as well. So it will completely freeze. Don't ever shut down the game while that, I mean you can of course, but then your prefab is not going to be saved. So if it really takes like 4 or 5 minutes, that's okay. As I said, if the prefab is really big. So for example, if the prefab is the whole Nevis-Gain area here, this could take really up to 2 or 3 minutes already. But there are prefabs that are really big. You might take a look at one, at the ones that we have been building in the community. Then I don't know, 3 or 4 times the size of Nevis-Gain area here is one prefab, and this can really take up to 4 or 5 minutes. That's normal. And as I said, the game is not going to respond. But yeah, that's just a note aside. Now, as I said, or as I mentioned before, this is the last step that we have to do in-game. So now we're getting out-game again, and yeah, see you out-game. So, hello guys, I have not mentioned that after the exporting, that it said on the left top screen where it actually saved the prefab, but yeah, who really cares, because we're going to find it in the prefab editor anyway. So this is the first time we're going to start the prefab editor actually, so everything before that was just, the small work. Now it is going to be that you have to do actually something. So we're going to open the prefab editor. And it might be a little bit overwhelming, but because of all of the buttons and drop-down menus and blah blah blah. But yeah, just do what I do. So you're going to click on File, and then you want to load exported area. So, and I don't know, it opens always like this 7 Days to Die prefabs, at least for me. I don't know why it does this, but yeah. Usually, and this is something that you can see in the chat then, so, but usually it is writing it down to Documents, 7 Days to Die, Saves, then the world. So my world is Never's game. Or yeah. So and then the world name is prefabbing. Player. No. Block backup. Yeah, that's it. Block backup users, and this can be unknown or your character name. So in my case, it would be HiDocsTV on YouTube. But yeah, and then you can see 1.ex. That's actually the area that we have exported. You see the size is quite small. And now open. And now you see something. There is just blue blocks. The reason for that is because if you take a look at the block info here, name is Bedrock. So we only gave him, or the program, we gave him a top left or top right, and top bottom left and top bottom right corner. So, but what about the z-axis? We did not give any information about the z-axis. This is because he is going to get the whole prefab from Bedrock, which is layer 0, to layer 255. The ground level is usually somewhere around 60, depending on standing on a mountain, of course, then it's going to be 80 or 90. But usually is around about 60, so if you're standing on a road, this should be 60, 61, 62, something like this. And yeah, as I said, he is going to take everything that is underneath our prefab, as well as everything that is on top of the prefab. So if we change it, for example, so this is the layer where you can see this is layer 0, and if you go to the highest layer, 255, you see name of the block info is air, because of course everything is air. And if I click like 100 times now in this direction, it's going to be air, because there is nothing on top of my building. So now we need to figure out which height our prefab has, as well as which is the bottom layer of the prefab. And as I said, usually it is somewhere around 60. So you want to go to 60, and if you hover over it here, you see it change to asphalt. So we are already almost there, because my prefab was standing on top of asphalt. And there you see, there are my wood frames. This is the wood frames that I've been dropping down on the ground here. And this is part, as you can see, probably already a little bit, is of my prefab. So, the first layer that we need to know now is 60, because this, of course, is not part of the prefab. The prefab actually begins here. This is the prefab. So I'm going to get rid of the wood frames right now. I'm not going to explain that how I do that. As I said, this is not as I said. This is something for a complete new video on the prefab editor itself. So I'm going to get rid of the wood frames now. There we go. So as I said, we need to write down now. We want to cut it out from 0 to 60. So, and we can do that by clicking on, yes, it is prefab, and then remove layers. So, and we want to remove it from 0, because we don't want to have bedrock, as well to 60. And hit OK. This can take some time, depending on your system again. And now you see that layer 0 is actually where the prefab begins. So, this is actually what we want. So, and then we get higher to the layer that we want to cut it off on the top. So click multiple times until there is nothing more to see of the prefab. So okay, there we go. So it is 16 is the last part of the prefab. So we want to cut it off at 17, and of course we have cut out now like, I don't know, 60 layers underneath the prefab. So the highest layer is not 255 anymore. It is somewhere in the 190s now. So to figure that out, so we just need to remember 17. Go up to the highest layer, and as I said, it's around about at the 190. So, and then again, prefab. Remove layers, because you don't want to have these all the layers. I mean, it doesn't make sense, because you don't see air layers in the game anyway, but every single layer that is has to be input into the game will lag the server a little bit, and yeah, just get rid of it. So the first layer where we want to remove it from is 17, and on the left side you can see 194. So 194, remove it, and there we go. So, and that's it. That's actually how you can save prefabs. Now we go, of course, to File and say Save As. There we go, because otherwise it's going to save it as 1.tts, because our prefab is called, yeah, like this. I'm going to call it Dino, just to make sure that I'm able to find it again. And yeah, that's it. This is your prefab is saved now, of course, just onto your local machine. So if you want to put it in now onto a server, you need to do something else. But this is something that we're going to explore in another video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like if I helped you with this one here. And yeah, see you in the next video where we're going to actually implement the dinosaur with the campfires that I have added, because of course the campfires are did get extracted as well. Bye bye.